Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Bati. Good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning to all our viewers, and feel good Friday. So it's the end of the week, get to rest. We're looking at commodities, oil, maize, and technology today. But we start with oil, which actually rose a bit between Thursday and Friday. So 74.29. It's been languishing in the 71, 72 areas. West Texas, which has been under 70. That's climbed to $70 as usual. We just remind everyone, Nigeria's 2024 benchmark, 77.96. That's supposed to be 75 by next year, unless they revise it. Natural gas, though, look at natural gas. It's been climbing. We're heading into, of course, the colder periods where more people are using heat in the a lot of the world. To Asia markets, they were mixed this morning. We got GDP data from Singapore, 5.5%. We got inflation figures from Japan, not rising as much as expected, but they were expecting a possibly another rate hike at the next Bank of Japan meeting. So your Shanghai Composite Index in mainland China, also the CSI 300 down by 2%, big drop there. Hang Seng in Hong Kong down as well. But you see the Nikkei 225 and the Kospi both up. Perhaps the index in the Nikkei reacting to the inflation that was not as big. So we get to agriculture now. The Fate Foundation, which is focused a lot on entrepreneurship, had their 10th policy dialogue series on entrepreneurship, and there was a panel discussion. We know we've talked a lot about focusing on the states, not necessarily on the federal. So this is a senior policy analyst with the World Bank, Bertine Campios. Listen to what she says about emphasizing agricultural outputs and the responsibility being with the state governors.
I think one other thing that is specific to rural that is outside of the 5 points that I had mentioned already is about land, agricultural land, access to land and agricultural productivity. And I think in that space, again, governors own land in Nigeria. So the discretion of access to land is with governors. The ability to accelerate certificates of occupancy that allow landowners to now collateralize and effectively use their land for productive use is with governors. The ability to have more women on their land is with governors. So yes, I think in the rural areas, the issue of land, the ability to use land for productive use, the ability to connect farmers with off-takers is fundamentally is going to be a state story. If Nigeria can turn around productivity in the agricultural sector, it's going to be because we've prioritized and anchored that policy around what the private sector off-takers as opposed to the smallholder farmers. Like we take the private sector off-takers as a starting point to allow the productivity improvement to happen with the farmers as opposed to the other way around. And we engage with the states more than with the federal government because the bulk of the action that needs to happen is at the state level, with some opportunities and roles and responsibilities in terms of policy setting around seed policy, fertilizer policy, and trade policy being with the federal. All the other ingredients of the rural economy are in the hands of the governor.
All right, still on agriculture, and Vimba, I'm going to answer your question now, how we can link a tiger attacking a farmer in northeastern China to agriculture. So here it is. This is a viral video. Like, by the way, I'm a huge wildlife fan, so I watch all this stuff. But this video went viral yesterday. Everyone was posting it. Watch this massive Siberian tiger attack a farmer in the county of Boliso, I think is in northeastern China. Take a look. We all took physics, right? I think we need to appreciate the brute force and kinetic energy it takes to knock an iron gate off its hinges. We took 2 screenshots. There's the agriculture part of this. People were asking on social media, why would any farmer go and farm where you have wild tigers roaming around? Do you have a death wish? Are you trying to kill yourself? We've got a couple screenshots. The reason is money, right? It is risk. One, there are heaps of corn in that particular farm that have been harvested. We took 1 screenshot there, and I think there were 2 other arrows which we took a screenshot of. Okay, we don't have the screenshot, but anyway, the top 3 maize producers in the world include China. So 1 is the United States, according to the Food and Agricultural Organization. There it is. So there's the heaps of corn where he was running. So this, if you take a look at the top 3 maize producers, let's look at the top 3. It's China, it's the United States, China, and Brazil, where we just finished the G20. So 348 metric tons is what the US produced in 2022. China did 277.2, and Brazil did 109 metric tons. Now, that particular area, if we took a look at China's maize production, where the farmer was, is the Boli County, and it is in northeast China, NEC, that's what they call it. It is part of the famous Northeast Corn Belt, and it accounts for 30% of China's output in terms of maize. So the reason why they are there is because of what it contributes to output in terms of maize production, and that is essentially why they risk their lives. And by the way, because the tiger population is endangered, the government, and you know China kind of is not too far from Russia, so that's where you get your Siberian tigers crossing in and out from there. They have laws against poaching and trying to kill them, so that's essentially why they allow them to roam free. But it's basically risk and reward with respect to the maize output in that particular part of that region that's counting for 30% of Chinese output for maize. I have another viral video for you. This time it's technology. It's technology. This is an AI-powered robot doing manicures in an airport in Las Vegas. Conversation we're having about Ben Affleck, Hollywood, as far as, and Dr. Bati's talked about it several times, low-skilled, menial jobs are what are going to be at risk. Because with this now, you can check a design for the type of nail polish you want. It will scan your fingers, your dimensions, the size, and then put it on there. You can think about what it would do for pedicures, for toes. Some are saying that you could do haircuts in the future, blah, blah, blah. On to Gary Gensler, put out a tweet yesterday. This is the head of the United States SEC, saying that he's going to be stepping down as of January the 20th. Trump has already said he's going to fire him. So I think out of his own self-respect, he says he's going to leave. I saw you talking about the IMF earlier on. So again, Kristalina Georgieva with President Tinubu saying excellent meeting with the president at the G20 summit, commended Nigeria's decisive actions to reform the economy, accelerate growth, and generate jobs for its vibrant population. The IMF strongly supports Nigeria on this journey. So just to emphasize again, that the IMF's official position on this is that reforms take time. And I heard Dr. Bati earlier in the morning saying he's one of the vulnerable. And Dr. Bati, I don't know, just to go back to Bertine Kumfios, back to her again. I just want to emphasize the point about how long it takes for reforms to edge through. Listen to her again, this time talking about reforms in Nigeria and past policy missteps and correcting them.
So I wanted to start off with sort of acknowledging that the headwinds haven't just happened to Nigeria. Some of the poor macroeconomic situation that made business difficult in Nigeria as well were definitely part of explicit economic policy missteps that the current government is trying to correct. And correcting them now and late is causing a lot of pain to Nigerians as a whole, to businesses, to everybody here.
The three-headed dragon. I've showed you this dragon before. To slay this dragon takes time. The subsidy dragon, I've reminded everyone about this. Fuel, exchange rates, and electricity. It takes time. Your same color as the dragons.
Very good. Okay, very great.
So I'm told that we don't have time for commentary.
I'm so sorry.
We have the constraint of time. But these are very interesting subjects you have brought. So many interesting subjects. But we'll see.
Monday.
Monday.
I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you very much, Rotus.